10 seconds remaining.
Hello everybody, my name is Coolblue and I'm bringing you guys this second game in the Join Dota League that I'm casting today. And this is Duza Gaming versus 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle. And I'm excited because 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle put on a nice level display, but Duza Gaming still proved to be one of my favorites. Not saying my favorite, I think there are other teams. But anyway, enough of my bias. Actually, no, let's talk about my bias real fast. If you guys didn't watch the last game, there was a nice game that was played by 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle and Duza Gaming. I stayed at the very beginning of the last game that I remember Duza Gaming from the Sunday Evening Cup series, because I used to cast /admin for that, so it was really fun. But I remember their team name from that. I don't remember their playstyle. 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle, I think I casted Saturday and Sunday. Matches that they played, and I think they did a fantastic job of how they played, and I really liked their playstyle. It was very 4 Protect 1-ish, but they could adjust to what they were facing. So the last game that we actually saw 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle adjust quite a bit to what Duza Gaming were doing, but Duza Gaming's lineup was just more so built for the late game, and we ended up seeing them squeak away with the victory. So if you didn't see that game, guys, my bad. Spoiler alert. There was a game before this one, and one of the teams won. Anyway, continuing on with things that are serious and things that are real about this game, we see that that Ogre Magi ban, that's a respect ban, I think. Not necessarily, actually, no, it's not a respect ban. This is more like a we used it last game. We don't want you to use it, so we're gonna ban it. Duza Gaming are gonna go ahead and ban out that Ogre Magi. I actually was expecting to see 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle ban out the Ogre Magi, but then again. Anyway. We see the Razor game banned out as well by Duza Gaming, so still no Razor, still no fun. And speaking of no fun, we see Terrorblade plus Brewmaster, so Terrorbrew. They both get banned. Terrorbrew? Sounds like a horse. Sounds like an animal. We see them both get banned out by 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the Terrorblade plus Brewmaster ban. I don't really find them fun in a game. And speaking of not having fun in a game, Duza Gaming actually pick up the Death Prophet, so they're going to be able to have themselves some nice chunk of physical damage. So we'll likely see 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle play more so towards the high armor based type heroes and have a little bit more fun with that. But all that said and done, we're going to have to wait and see what 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle like to go for, as we saw a few times over and over, as I've seen a pattern of. 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle do love to have themselves a nice little 4 Protect 1 strat going. And we actually see them pick up the Batrider, and I think one of the first games I casted of them, they had a Batrider who just more or less 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle really turtled them really hard. It took Batrider a long time to get a Blink Dagger 4-staff, but once he did get that Blink Dagger 4-staff, they were just on every single person they could find. Batrider just basically blinking in, getting a lasso, 4-staffing out, and just basically killing whoever he had a hold of. So I actually think that we're going to see some very passive stuff from 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle, as their name kind of implies, but as soon as those 4 bunnies get ready, they'll be jumping all over the place, and Batrider fits very perfectly into the theme, so well played, well played. Unintentional pun. Slow clap. Slow clap for all of us. Continue on with Duza Gaming though, their lineup is, their Death Prophet right now is not really telling much about their lineup, so it's kind of hidden right now. But I want to say that they may be going for more of a push so type strat. They might go for a Death Prophet to play, of course, play mid. They could have Death Prophet play safe lane too. I've seen that like once ever in my entire life. Also, some people do Death Prophet suicide lane because she's so fast, but I don't like that either. I think Death Prophet mid would be the perfect thing for them. That said, if they do have somebody who can be like more of a magical type of carry, I'm trying to think. Who carries with magic abilities? Nobody comes to my mind. I was gonna say Silencer, but I mean that's I guess Silencer or OD, but really it's meh. A Pugna carry. I've seen those once. It was against me because I was on the enemy team that Pugna could have carried. Anywho, like I said, speculation is a little bit hard for Duza Game right now. They did ban out both the Razor and the Ogre Magi, so it tells me maybe they're just trying to ban out standard things. They pick up the Skywrath Mage for their pick next, so it's actually cool. Skywrath Mage will be able to make Batrider not have as much fun. Batrider basically blinks in and gets silenced and then dies. So that can theoretically happen. Also, Skywrath Mage can do a fantastic job of zoning people out. It's a nice little blend to the physical damage output that you have from Death Prophet to have all that magical damage focused on one person. So Skywrath Mage is a nice complement to Duza. It's going to force Duza to actually, or it's going to force 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle to actually be a little bit more cautious about how they do decide to pick their heroes, because they have to basically survive both magic and physical. A massive amount of magic and then an AoE of physical. So I don't know, I said the same thing like 5 times. But the main point I'm trying to get at though is that Duza Gaming's lineup is kind of keeping 4 Bunnies 1 Turtle off tempo, so they have to be a little bit cautious about that. That said, we see 4 bunnies, 1 turtle ban out the Wisp. We saw an immediate ban on Ember Spirit by Duza Gaming. So I'm guessing that he could have been a little bit too much trouble for them. I don't think I've ever seen 4 bunnies, 1 turtle play a game of Ember Spirit, but then again, I've only seen 3 games of them play total, so that's not saying much. Ember Spirit's strength seems to be it seems to still be a toss-up, despite the fact we see a lot of Ember Spirits played. But his strength seems to be either in maxing out his Flame Guard and then doing a whole bunch of burn damage while he shackles you to death, or to just max out his Sleight of Fist and just Sleight of Fist whatever he can and just do massive amounts of crits. Generally speaking, you do both of them anyway as Ember Spirit, but we see him getting banned out, so we won't be able to see anything at all. Garcop gets banned out as well, which would be a nice hero to have AoE damage all over the place. It actually makes you a little bit concerned as now. Will Duza Gaming decide to go for somebody who's reliant on illusions, such as a Spectre, such as a Nagasarin, which I think, or maybe even PL's not, he's not Capsule anymore, right? But the main thing is Garcop is really good at dealing with the AoE damage. He's really good at killing squishy supports. He's really good at just destroying illusions or not really caring. So that might give a few flags to say, hey, Duza Gaming are trying to go for some illusions. Because they got rid of a nice little chunk of AoE in both Ember Spirit and Garcop as far as killing things that are really weak in a giant AoE. So 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they ban out the Wisp and they also ban out the Faces Void, which is okay. That means that they're trying to have the better team fight, which so far they do with just the Lich alone. Batrider, he can throw out the lasso. If he can get the lasso on Death Prophet before she can actually do anything, that's going to be fantastic. If not, they'll probably kill her fast enough anyway. I'm a little bit concerned though, with the simple fact that a lot of 4 bunnies, 1 turtles coming from Lich. Of course, they still have 3 picks left, so the team fight can come from other people as well. But I'm still a little bit concerned that a massive amount of their damage right now is coming from Lich. Batrider, not a lot of control. Sticky Napalm, very annoying to deal with. Probably with everybody except for maybe Death Prophet, because she can turn around fast enough if she just runs straight and then slowly turns. But on the same token, okay, that's what I want to see. There we go. We got the Tide Hunter, so that's a guaranteed team fight. I actually like Tide Hunter a lot better, plus Lich. So basically Tide blinks in, Ravages, and Lich drops his ult and does a whole bunch of bouncing. We're going to see a nice little combination come out from 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Of course, Wombo combos, I'm always timid to say that, oh my gosh, Wombo combo, let's do this. Where you have Enigma Black Hole, or Tide Hunter Ravage, Enigma Black Hole, Lich ulti, and all this like craziness going on that meshes well with the AoE, but I'm very cautious of those because you are really reliant on that Wombo Cannabis happening, and if it doesn't happen, then your team is pretty much not really having all that much fun. So I hope they're not really relying on a Tide Hunter Ravage into Lich ult. I hope they're more relying on a Tide Hunter Ravage to initiate and a Lich ult to maybe break up the fight a little bit, which would be nice because Death Prophet will more or less just be most of the fight, and then Skywrath Mage will probably be somewhere near her. Wraith King gets picked up by Duza Gaming, so we're expecting to see a lot of crits. Hopefully we see ourselves a support Wraith King, which I actually do favor or support Wraith King. A lot of people don't. A lot of people think it's stupid and silly or retarded. I think it's actually a good thing. Basically, you'll always have mana for your ulti, you'll always have mana for your stun, and that's all you really need is just your mana plus your stun. And just become Aura King, where you have an AC, a Sheep's Guard, your Vampiric Aura, Drum of Endurance, Mechanism, every single AoE you can. So you just basically die and you come back and you have more auras for everybody. Woohoo! Aura King! So let's have to wait and see if Duza Gaming do decide to go for that. They do still have 2 picks, so they could technically still go for a carry, or they can go for another support plus an offlaner. But I think that's the only options right now. Whereas 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they haven't really picked up anything too terribly core outside the Batrider. Lich and Tide Hunter, they can be playing a number of roles. I've seen, like I said, mid-Tide before go against some melee mids, so we'll have to wait and see. It looks like Jakiro gets picked up, so Tide Hunter will officially be playing that offlane by the looks of it. We got Jakiro, Lich going to be playing those 2 supports, Batrider likely going to be playing either offlane / jungle. A Leshrac pickup from Duza Gaming, oh my gosh, I just got excited, holy crap. Okay, talk about Wombo combos, guys. Wraith King stun into Leshrac stun into Skywrath Mage ult, there's going to be a lot of damage, sure, but I'm pretty sure that's not their main combination. A little bit of flexibility coming from Duza Gaming will be in the fact of a Leshrac stun plus Death Prophet ult just bouncing all around your face. Another thing could be maybe just a Death Prophet ult pushing out one lane where you have a Leshrac Diabolic Edict pushing out another lane. Another combination could be just Skywrath Mage and Wraith King being bros, and then they just like travel together and kill everybody who shows up. So it's a little bit of flexibility, or a lot of flexibility for Duza Gaming. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, they kind of fit themselves into certain roles. Sure, you can have the Lich roam around with Jakiro to go for some easy pickoffs, so to speak. Jakiro doesn't seem to be a hero to me who has enough damage to actually make him a nice little viable I roam with somebody else to gank and kill. Lich, he does have the explosive damage of the Ice Blast, which does a nice chunk of damage every 8 seconds. That's 200 damage every 8 seconds, so that's good. But on the same token, I'm expecting to see 4 bunnies, 1 turtle stick to their traditional 4 protect 1 strat, because they have a lot of protecting with those 4, and all I need now is just the one. Just the one. Fingers crossed for Spectre, double fingers crossed for Medusa. We haven't seen quite a few Medusas played in this recent turn of events. So I'm actually, I think in this line right now, we're favored to see a Spectre, but actually we get a Morphling instead, so I'm not, like, you know, impressed heavily, but okay, I'm okay with that. We got a Morphling pick up for Duza Gaming. To me, Morphling does die really easily, relatively speaking, versus a Wraith King. If he doesn't have a Scotty, it's actually pretty sad sometimes, because Wraith King's crit damage does go up exponentially as he puts more points in it, of course. 300% crit damage when you have something like an Armlet plus a Basher is a lot of free damage for Wraith King when he does actually crit. And we get ourselves a Queen of Pain. Okay. That is very curious now. Okay, I'm going to be very interested to see how they lane this. I'm thinking a tri-lane with Wraith King, Scarlet Mage, and Leshrac, because that's a kill lane right there. Death Prophet can run mid, and Queen of Pain can run the off lane. That seems about right. I'm not entirely sure. I know the person who's playing Duza, or the person who's playing person's playing Death Prophet, Iceberg on Duza's side. He did play mid last time around, but we'll just have to see. Let's see. Looks like he will play mid. Okay, so Death Prophet mid. Alright. No shenanigans. No shenanigans, guys. Come on, get over yourself. Anywho, let's go ahead and do ourselves the duty of doing introductions on both sides. We got 4 bunnies, 1 turtle hanging out over here on the Radiant squad. And on this Batrider, we have ourselves Smasher WYL. Moving on to this, wrong side. Moving on to this Jakiro. We see ourselves Yapazor on that Jakiro, on this Morphling who's right behind him. I actually thought that was all Jakiro. Wow, that looked like Jakiro just pooped out Morphling. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, Jakiro had a Morphling. Anyway, on this Morphling, we see ourselves Miracle playing that all-important role of carry. Moving over to this Tide Hunter, we see ourselves Hook on that Tide, and on this Lich hanging out way over here, we see Ari on that all-important role of 5 position support. Moving to the side of Duza on this Lich, we see ourselves, okay, sorry, Leshrac. On Duza's squad, on this Leshrac, we see Limbo on that Lesh. Moving to his Death Prophet, we see ourselves Iceberg playing the all-important mid role, of course. Moving to Skyrath Mage, speaking of important roles, he's playing support. That's my role. Support role is the role that wins the game, guys. Get at me. We see Smiley on that Skyrath Mage. Moving on to this Wraith King. We see Loki playing that Wraith King. And last but not least, on this Queen of Pain, or this Quap, we see Madden on that Queen of Pain. And that ends up all the callouts for you guys. Let's go ahead and get back into normal vision so we can stop being motion sick and I won't make people sad. Why are you calling me right now? Oh my gosh. Alright guys, give me a quick second. Actually no, don't give me a quick second. We're gonna cast this. I'll just walk back over there. Anyway. Looking at things as they start off, we see no crazy ganks happening just yet. We got Wraith King picking us up a bounty room. That's really about it. So it's going to be a little bit more XP plus a little bit more gold going to his pocket. He is looking to play the carry role. Actually, he's playing offlane, so he's playing support. Okay. Wait, one second. Yeah, okay, I called this. I called this the kill lane. Basically, these guys are running together. Right. I already called that. It's okay, guys. It's old news. But anyway. Wraith King gonna be playing carry role, so off lane, aggressive tri lane that is, carry for the Wraith King. We got a Jakiro plus Tide Hunter hanging out down bottom. I think they're just trying to wait for the lane rotations to come through. Tide should be fine though. He's gonna go ahead and hide in the trees. Skyrath Mage does not have a concussive bolt, but he does have himself an arcane bolt, and those are concussive shot. Those are fairly annoying as far as forcing you to use a bunch of regen for no reason. But Tide Hunter did very smartly so pick himself up a magic stick. They do need to be careful. I think both these guys should be relatively survivable. I haven't seen people place down here already in voicemail. Okay, cool. But yeah, we got a dual link coming out from 4BT, and actually Morphling gets himself a first blood. Where? Where'd he heal? Of course, he killed her mid. Morphling getting that first blood mid on Death Prophet. Totally missed it. Totally caught me off guard. I didn't realize she was dying. But it looks like the damage came from a whole bunch of things. That was the source of... Well, he did a Tango Shard's worth of damage. Holy crap. But it was a Mortar Strength plus a Waveform was all he needed to kill the Death Prophet. Fair enough. I want to say Lich probably helped out, but he did not do any damage. Speaking of not doing damage, we got the Sentry Wars getting... Our Observer Ward getting dewarded by the Sentry Ward for the Dire. So nobody will expect the damage to come out from these guys. That is a very important thing because they do need to roam around the corner to get those ganks. They need Wraith King to absolutely initiate with his stun, so that way he can set up Leshak's stun and he can set up Skywrath Mage plus his damage once it does start coming out. That said, a Concussor Shot can probably do the same exact thing, so we just have to wait. Speaking of waiting, Wraith King waits near the rune, praying for a bounty rune, instead gives himself an illusion rune. He's going to go ahead and ping it, pick it up, and let the enemy Morphling run on towards that bounty rune. He'll be able to pick up himself some free XP. Meanwhile, Lich being a jerk, just hanging out in mid lane, sacrificing all the creeps, just doing a little bit of damage to the Death Prophet as well, just forcing her back. This is actually a nice little dynamic, I guess, kind of lane going on. Basically, Lich can... these guys can bear to do this because Lich can collect his own XP from that single creep. And he just backs away from the lane, lets Morphling collect his farm. And also, he's babysitting Morphling more or less. It's kind of like a pseudo side lane right here. It's actually kind of strange. So taking a look at the items as far as how everybody started out, we see a Smoky to See is already up on Jakiro, so he's actually planning on roaming to go for a gank with the Lich, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get it, mainly because he has to make sure Tie Hunter doesn't die. This is a really scary kill lane down here for Duza Gaming right now. Basically, they catch Tie Hunter with just one Wraith King stun, or maybe even just a Leshak stun to start off. They'll more or less be ready to get the kill. We got Smoky Sea getting used. Rotations are coming towards mid. They know the Lich is doing something very persnickety, so they're gonna go ahead and go in. Wraith King has himself a Wraith Fire Blast, yeah. And we also have Skywrath Mage with a Concussor Shot. What they go for? Ari is hanging out near the tower. The pings do come on the mini map. They're saying, hey, we need to go for this. We need to go for the kill. I think they should wait for the next creep wave to come through, because that will be the perfect timing. But so far, it looks like they're trying to poise and get ready to kill the Morphling, who's actually playing a little bit far. Miracle just might lose his life here if he's not too terribly careful. The suspense is really killing me right now because they're spending quite a bit of time away from lane, and they're not picking up bounty runes or anything. But they should have noted by now that, hey, people are missing, somebody's missing. Wraith King eating through a tree, trying to get as close as he can. The courier does come through. Nobody scouts it out. Did you see the courier? The boots were not delivered. The boots will be delivered atop the Bow Rider plus the bottle. They're still waiting around the corner. They're just waiting for this Morphling. He's gonna go ahead and pick himself an Invis rune, so that's gonna be the perfect rune for him. Excuse me. Sorry, had to clear my throat. So looks like no gank gonna happen. Smoky the Seed was used. A lot of XP lost. These guys are officially only level 2 versus the, I guess, the comparable people would be Jakiro, who's level 1, and Lich, who's actually level 3. So no gank shall happen today. Jakiro and Tie Hunter just being bros and hanging out together. Look at them. Just being lane support people. Laning partners, that's what they are. But Leshak was getting some important levels. Leshak level 2 on the stun is actually fairly decent. It does give you a decent increase, not a gigantic increase, but that extra 25 radius does really help out as far as making sure you can land the stun, and also making sure that they don't run away. And also he has 3 points of Diabolical Edict, which means that if they do leave him alone for too terribly long, he'll just tear down your towers fairly easily. He's actually turning, oh man, we got Death Prophet dying mid to the Morphling. Holy crap, these guys keep killing her every single time. It's actually not good for the push, but then again, like I said, there's still a Leshak on the side. Leshak can still do quite a bit of damage to a tower. I think a level 3 Edict will tear down the tier 1 tower, and we're about to actually test it out. Actually, no, we're not going to be able to test it out. The stun comes off on top of his Tie Hunter. We'll be able to drop himself an Anchor Smash. The body blocks do come through from Wraith King. Looks like they will not be able to get Tie Hunter down. Tie Hunter's going to go eat through a tree, eats through another tree. He will officially be going down. Tries to turn around for an Anchor Smash. Not going to be able to find it. Not enough HP left to survive one more Concussor Shot, or one more Arcane Bolt, more or less. And now we got a nice little chunk of damage coming from the creeps. Really, Jakiro can't do much except for throw Ice Passage. Just pray these guys run away. Bottom tower should be going down. Leshak's Diabolical Edict did come back up. And there's a first tower going to be going down. Duza Gaming not wasting any time. It says you may stop our Death Prophet, but you will not stop our Leshak. Which actually, ironically, they're on the same level. So Morphling and Lich doing a good job of making sure Death Prophet stays not as farmed up. There's been a total of, I think, creeps come out every 30 seconds. So is that how much? 11 creep waves. There's been 11 creep waves, and every single time Death Rock has gotten one less creep than Morphling. So every creep wave has about 4 creeps in it, as you can see right here. And Lich has been denying 1. Okay, I guess there's 5 in this one. No, he hasn't denied yet. But Lich has been, let's say Lich has been denying 1 every other creep wave. That's essentially a difference of, what was that, 5 different creeps that are worth of experience that Death Rock doesn't have, which is more or less about the XP that Morphling's up by. So, good job. Make sure Death Prophet doesn't feel very welcome in her lane. Speaking of not feeling very welcome in the lane, this bottom lane is looking very scary. Leshrac, Limbo on the Leshrac is actually ready to drop another Diabolical Edict. Wraith King has 1 point in stats and he's going for 2 points to that Wraithfire Blast, so we may in fact see ourselves a Mana King or Aura King, as many people like to call it. Well, basically, you prioritize stats plus stun, and you also get yourself arcane boots and do things. Speaking of doing things, we got Limbo going to be. Oh my gosh! Once again, Death Prophet going to be going down that bottom. I keep focusing so much on these other lanes, but we got time to take in a bunch of damage. Going to go pop himself a magical one. TPs do come through. Scarf Mage is going to be the first one to die, and now we got Leshrac just popping his ult, letting it go, doing a triple kill. Holy dear crap! Triple kill for both Morphling, triple kill for Leshrac. Sadly, Leshrac did die, so it's going to be more gold going towards Morphling, sitting at 1,800 gold, just a casual 1,800 gold. I just wish I was that baller. But Miracle going to be able to feel a little bit good about that. He did TP in for that. He did give himself all 3 of those kills. That said, the strike did go down. Sorry. That said, Tidehunter and Jakiro did go down. I think the longer it takes for Tidehunter to get himself his Ravage up, the worse it's going to get for these guys. But if they do lose too many towers, it won't really matter at all. So Duza Game are really trying their hardest to actually push as hard as they can with both the Death Prophet pickup and also the Leshrac pickup. And it's also a nice little segue into the new patch. So the new patch that came out, basically they changed the way that the fortifies work. Where basically if you kill a tier 1 tower, no worries, you get your fortify refreshed. This is actually a sign of why that's a good thing. Basically, in a typical game of Dota, if you would use your fortify, then the Leshrac would just kept on going, you couldn't do anything about it. That was before the patch. Now, after the patch, you can't really be as aggressive with your pushes because, well, they just pop Fortify, a TP in, and get a triple kill to your triple kill. So basically, you just did a little bit of tower to the damage, or to the tower. You lost a killing spree, and oh, by the way, it all went to the carry, who just basically just showed up waveform to right click 2 times. So the push strat is officially not necessarily dead, but more or less. Anyway, we got a lot of damage coming towards Bauer, who's actually trying to buy himself up a 4-staff. He's trying to fly into the high ground. Going to go ahead and throw the lasso. Wraith King stuck on the high ground. Bauer are going to be forced to him to stay. It looks like Bauer does officially go down. Oh man, Wraith King does die though. Wraith King does go down to looks like a Tidehunter, who did throw an Anchor Smash. We got TP coming out from the Death Prophet, so she's going to be able to make it out of that one alive. The TP supports coming from these guys is actually pretty strong. Meanwhile, Leshrac popping a Diabolical Edict, doing a nice little chunk of damage to that tower. TP does come through. It is going to be a Lich who can't throw the slow. He does throw the slow immediately. Jakiro Ice Path stopping the Limbo, and actually the stun, or the slow from Leshrac actually. The stun from Lich actually kept Leshrac alive for a little bit longer. Leshrac going to go ahead and dazzle himself way on to victory times. He can't take that much damage. He is going to be forced on away. And I think Leshrac is peacocking right now. Like, he just dropped his rainbow and forced these guys to run away. That's more or less what just happened. They were fearful of everything. Speaking of being fearful, we have a Queen of Pain in this lane that I haven't been paying any attention to. She has herself what looks to be the buildings of a Necronomicon. These guys are really invested in the push Duza Gaming is, and I think they see that 4B1 or 4B1T. Man, that sounds horrible. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle are basically poised to try to win the late game. If they do go late, I think Wraith King can't carry as hard, and also he's not even playing carry, so it's basically a Leshrac carry right now. We got a lot of damage coming towards Batman, though. We got a lot of explosive damage, so here comes a Dead Smasher trying to give himself gold. He wants to buy himself boots, but he's not going to be able to afford it. Instead, loses 272 gold for his troubles. Sad Batrider, sad. And the push continues. Batrider getting picked off up top. We got Leshrac just popping Diabolical Edicts whenever he can. He has himself the makings of a Bloodstone, so he should be able to have that up here, and I think another, what is it, 500 gold he needs before he has a Bloodstone finish? It's going to be extremely fast Bloodstone out of all that said. Let's see, we need a Soul Ring, plus we need ourselves a Soul Booster. So Soul Ring's 800, and the Bloodstone recipe is 800, so he needs about, yeah, that was about right. He needs about 600 gold now. 600 more gold. Top tower does finally go down. Queen of Pain going to be able to help them take that down. And her first Necro Book recipe will be getting purchased up here very soon. Bauer actually, just tickling her a little bit with that sticky napalm. There are a lot of people up top, and oh my god, speaking of a lot of people up top, we got Scarface coming around the back corner, not gonna like what he sees. Actually gets hit with a bunch of damage. Ice Path comes on from Chikiro, catches a perfect catch. On top of this, Scarface Mage, there's nowhere for him to run. Bauer throws out the Firefly, giving them all the vision they need. Scarface Mage does officially go down. Easy kills easy. But that bottom tower, once again, forced to use the Fortify. Time to not level 60 set, can't defend. Wraith King stun is ready. Leshrac stun is ready to follow up as well. Looks like they're going to go ahead and kill the tower. TPs do come through. Stun comes out from Leshrac, catches Jakiro. The second TP is going to come through from Lich, and Lich will be able to throw a slow on top of Wraith King. Actually, they decide against it. They're going to back away. Wraith King going to go for the stun. Wraith King is not low. He is level 6, but he doesn't have his ulti, but they don't know that. Lich ulti does fly through. Catches only Leshrac. Morphling trying to morph to strength to kill Leshrac. Leshrac doing a whole bunch of damage. Looks like Leshrac will officially go down. Meanwhile, speaking of Wraith King going to be taking a bunch of damage as well. No mana for ulti. It has no ulti anyway. Actually, he got it at the very last second, but had no way to get the mana for it, and does officially go down. And it looked like he was just saving that point. Wasn't sure if he should go for his ult just yet, so nice little play coming from him. Cutesy play coming from him as well. So the state of the game right now is showing that Leshrac has 70 last hits. He's been pushing like a baller. He's pretty much playing carry Lesh. He has his blood. He should have his Bloodstone by now. At least it's already. Okay, it looks like he didn't buy. Oh, there we go. Alright, I was about to say. He has his Bloodstone finished up, so that's 8 Bloodstone charges. It's going to be extremely early Bloodstone. Speaking of early Bloodstones, we got Morphling taking a bunch of damage coming out from these guys. Gonna officially be going down because of the Queen of Pain ult. Actually, Death Puffer picking out the last hit. Stun comes on top of Tyrants. Tyrants are going to be going down in the middle of nothing, and these guys are falling apart more or less. Dudes are basically catching 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. In a very, very awkward position right now. Basically, 4 bunnies, 1 turtle really want to turtle really hard, but they can't turtle when you have this much push. Turtles are getting their shells broken right now. Batward Blink Dagger is online. I've stated before, basically 4 bunnies, 1 turtle playing very passive until Batward got his Blink Dagger 4-staff. Looks like they're not going to have the time for that. They have the Blink Daggers up for Batward though, so they can try to go for something. We got Wraith King that's taking a little bit of damage. If he does die, it will be okay. His ulti is available. The pinks do come on the minimap saying, hey, this is our board. Hey, this is Wraith King. Hey guys. Did I tell you that one time where push strats still worked in Dota 2? Anyway, taking a look at the net worth, we see Morphling still farming like a baller. He almost had himself. Wow, he almost had himself a Mantis Stone. Holy crap! I didn't realize Miracle had only died once and had that much farm. But 6k net worth versus Leshrac's 6k net worth. Basically, the difference between Leshrac and Morphling is that Leshrac will probably die to Morphling, and Morphling probably won't die to Leshrac. You know, 1v1. Leshrac can really, all he can really do is just pray that Morphling doesn't right click him too much. Morphling is higher leveled. Morphling is a little bit more farmed, or was a little bit more farmed. But the main thing is that Morphling does have a little bit more levels. Once Leshrac does get his second point of his ulti though, I do envision a crap ton of damage, and I also envision him building an Aghanim Scepter. Something's flying out to him. That's going to be a bunch of stuff. Looks like, yeah, he is working on Ags. Somebody's working on the power treads. So the pings do come up top. We got 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Going to go ahead and try to go for his tower. Oh my god, I see Death Puffer around the corner. Will Batward jump on it? He looks like he should jump on it. He's going to go for it. He's going to find the correct Death Puffer. Going to go for it. They're going to do a whole bunch of damage. Iceberg going to be eaten alive right now. Does officially go down. These guys must love their lettuce because they just ate that iceberg up. Get it, iceberg lettuce. Anyway, showing the fight recap shows us that a lot of damage done to Death Prophet. Not a lot was done back. Actually, not really any was done back. Jakiro does have 3 points times Look at Fire, so he is ready for the counter push as far as tearing down the towers. And we start to walk into the stage of the game where it becomes a little bit dangerous now, because Duza's gaming's lead right now comes from the fact that they're up 3 towers. Essentially 2 towers, yeah. No, 3 towers. Yeah, they haven't lost any towers at all. But once those towers do start to drop, we end up at a game where it's basically 0 on the gold graph. And if it does get to that stage again, or if it does get to that stage, period, we're in a very, very, very bad state of the game because Morphling is really farming. Speaking of Morphling, Morphling actually might be in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be forced to stay shut with his mouth around the corner. Does officially go down. Scout's Mate's ulti looking pretty cool right there. I gotta admit, it was pretty cool. I died to it too. But Morphling did go down. That's going to be a big kill for these guys. He did have himself a killing spree, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, no killing spree, just a triple kill. Wait, how did I... Oh, okay, he died. Right. Morphling did die. He did die once before, so no killing spree was lost, but at the same time, he is going to be set back just a little bit. The Courier does have both his Mantis Stone recipe plus his Yasha already finished, so he's not losing a whole bunch, but he will be able to... it's going to set him back just a little bit, you know, confidence-wise. So I actually love the fact that Morphling did not decide to go for a Lincoln Sphere. A lot of times I see people fit into the trend of just building the static build for a person. When you get to the stage where you need to adjust to the builds, or adjust to the game, you just need to adjust the game. You can't just build one certain thing. There's no one set build for Morphling. The fact that he went for Mantis Style first shows us that he knows that if he does get a Mantis Style, it's going to be useless. Wraith King stun, yeah, he can block that, but he can't block both Wraith King stun and Skywrath Mage silence, and also Queen of Pain Shadow Strike. It's a little bit too much, so Mantis Style is a little bit better as far as giving him damage output. Speaking of damage output, we got Roshan doing a nice little chunk of damage to everybody. Death Prophet ulti was used for this, so it will not be available for the next push, but it's okay. It's okay, guys, because Leshrac is still here. 11 Bloodstone charges on going his way. He has himself almost enough gold. Let's see, almost enough gold for the second piece of his Aghanim Scepter. Looks like he's going to save up for it. Blink Dagger finished up by Tide, and the items showing us Battle to Blink Dagger, Time to Blink Dagger. The initiation is coming up for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. We're going to start getting to that awkward point where basically Leshrac doesn't do enough damage to actually kill anybody, and Morphling doesn't do enough, or does too much damage to his enemies. I think until we see Aghanim Scepter come up on Leshrac, possibly even a Ghost Scepter, because he is going to be facing a lot of right-click damage from Morphling. Until we see all those items come up for Leshrac, we're not going to see much as far as him being useful or actually killing a bunch of people. The build that he's going for is a little bit more impressive earlier on, especially considering that he got more or less a 10-minute freaking Bloodstone. It's like crazy, it's ridiculous. But that said, until he gets his Aghanim Scepter, it won't be that big of an impact, because basically everybody's going to die faster, or fast enough anyway. So, if you guys don't know the science behind a push strategy, I'll go ahead and explain it really simple for you. It's very simple, straightforward. Basically with a push strategy, if you do not win in 30 minutes, you're going to lose the game. There's no other way around it. If you don't win in 30 minutes, you're going to lose the game. You might lose it slowly, but you'll still lose it. And the reason for that is because, well, actually with the new meta, maybe you might have a chance to win because, you know, swing Dota. With all that said, the reason why that is because your push is only as strong as the towers are. Now, actually, we got Morphling in a little bit of trouble. We're going to be forced to run away from Leshrac. Leshrac is going to take a nice little chunk of damage. Morphling, he's out of range. He's fine. Lesh, just going to go ahead and show him what the sun looks like. What's the range? 450? It's nice. Nice radius. And like I said, Leshrac's damage is not going to be impressive until he gets himself an Aghanim Scepter now. Because Morphling can morph enough to strength. And speaking of which, actually might be a fight here soon. We got a Smoke of the Seed up on Jakiro. Time Hunters are ready and available. He can go ahead and blink in and get that Ravage. A nice little Morphling, or nice little Remnant is going to be used on top of Tide. Hopefully these guys do decide to jump on it. Looks like they are going to try to jump on it. Oh, they saw that that the Time Hunter didn't take the concussive shot. But the ulti's up for Death Prophet, so Tide going to go ahead and hide in the trees. Let's see if these guys decide to go on it. Will they bait? Will they bait? Will it be a masterful one? That's right, guys. Will it be a masterful bait? Will it be the bait that's masterful? The masterful baits. Anyway, sorry, I just want to say that. We got Death Prophet popping the ulti, doing a nice little chunk of damage to the Time to Illusion. We got the stun coming from top of Bat already. Nice. We got Queen of Pain coming around the corner, going for the damage to top of Bat. Necro 3 is up on her. Holy crap. We got the blink in from Time to nice little Ravage catching everybody. Wraith King, I hope they don't kill him first, but looks like they're going to kill him anyway. He had no mana left, and he does officially go down. Leshrac popping us up the Disco Ball. We got the Queen of Pain ulti getting used. That's the Jakiro going to be going down. Time to trying to go for a fight versus Queen of Pain. Skywrath Mage's ulti does fly. Morphling getting silenced up. Can't really do much. Jakiro comes in. Beautiful Ice Path. Catches nobody, but it still looked pretty darn good. Morphling going to go ahead and go toe-to-toe with Leshrac, actually losing the fight right now, trying to morph as much as he can to strength, going to go for the right click, and the right click is not going to be enough. Leshrac going to be able to survive long enough. Holy dear God, Leshrac is still alive. Officially goes down, but he had an Aegis available. We had a buyback coming from Jakiro, and Jakiro did immediately die. Baron Lasso was used, and oh gosh, guys, Duza Gaming somehow hold on to it. The Diabolical Edict's up in 3 seconds. They can do a celebratory one on that tier 3. And here's a Necro 3 available. The only casualty that came out of that fight was just Wraith King. I don't think Death Prophet died. And I say think because I couldn't click on it fast enough, but I don't think Death Prophet died in that fight, and well, the Necro 3 is going to be down for 52 seconds, but still, here's Diabolical Edict. Here's the Diabolical Edict. Jesus, words are hard. Edict gets used, everybody's forced back. Time to Ravage is going to be online in 82 seconds. Lasso's up in 27 seconds. Morphling, what are you going to do when you come back alive, bro? Looks like his work on it looks to be a BKB, which should be a nice item. Going to go ahead and get that extra strength too. Morph it all back to agility. And he now uses his illusions to go push mid while he farms bottom. Alright, so the state of the game. How hard can Miracle carry? Can Miracle actually cause a miracle for his team and help them win is the big question. That is a question that I would love the answer to, but sadly I can't predict the future, guys. All I can do is talk about what we see on the map. And right now we got Death Prophet, Boots of Travel, Tornado Stick, Drum of Endurance. We have what's called the Race Car. Death Prophet, sadly, she did not, oh, she doesn't need face boots. She has Boots of Travel. Who needs face boots when you have Boots of Travel? Queen of Pain has herself a Necro book, and looks like she's working on, really hard to tell. I was gonna say a Lincoln Sphere, but I'm trying to think of what she would actually block. Oh, right, last one. Okay, Lincoln Sphere would be nice on her. Meanwhile, Time Hunter plus Barrow have their Blink Daggers ready. And speaking of having the Blink Daggers ready, TP does come down. Time Hunter's Ravage is online in 15 seconds. They are more than ready to fight. Morphling gonna go ahead and just get what farm he can. And we're more or less in the same exact situation we were before, except for we're on the opposite side of the map now. This is really strange. Basically, Duza Gaming have taken down enough towers to make sure that 4 bunnies, one turtle don't have enough room to farm. But on the same token, they haven't taken any Raxes. So 4 bunnies and 1 turtle still have something that's decent to farm, which is all these lanes of creep, or all these creep waves, which are all worth pretty much normal gold. The only difference is that they're coming to safe places. And oh my god, speaking of safe places, Morphling might not be in such a safe place. Gonna go ahead and pop that Mantis style, very smart. So just push these creeps and get that farm. Doesn't want to risk anything at all. Leshrac stun does come through, catches everything. Queen of Pain blinks in immediately, doing a nice little burst damage. And Leshrac dropping that disco ball. And a BKB is up on Lesh. Okay, I'm good at that. BKB Lesh means that he can continue to just drop his ult. He has no Agonist after yet. I thought he was going to be going for one next, but he'll probably go for one after this. Maybe, hopefully. So I won't sound like a too terribly crazy person. Continuing on with the rest of the items, we got a Jimma True Side up on Wraith King. I think that's more so for de-warding than anything, because nobody has Invis, as far as I can tell. Morphling, I'm assuming that that's going to be a BKB. I really do hope it's a BKB. That's really the only thing. That's really all the damage that Duza Gaming have right now. It's just magic-based damage. They have Leshrac with his ulti and his stun and his lightning bolt and his Diabolical Edict, which is technically, I don't know, composite. Oh, they changed it. It's not composite anymore. It's a physical damage that pierces magic immunity. That's what it is. They also have a Death Prophet with her at least Cryptic Swarm. Her ulti's physical damage too. Skywrath Mage, all of his stuff is magical damage. Wraith King, pretty much all of his stuff that he can actually do. Oh man, we got Queen of Pain stuck on the high ground. We got Barrow to pop that lasso. Here comes the damage coming from Barrow. Barrow does force half himself away, takes a bunch of damage. Going to be going down at the end of the day though. Skywrath Mage is going to be able to pick up the kill. Actually, Death Prophet picks up the kill. And now we got a very awkward moment right now. Times our ulti is available. I don't think it's much for him to use. He could go ahead and blink in and try to use it, but it's not going to stop much. The guys are coming in. They're barreling down the bottom lane. Duza are just handling this team right now. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. They can't turtle hard enough. Duza Gaming know all the ways to break that. And Miracle, he has some decent farm, sure, but right now his net worth is below both the Death Prophet and Leshrac. Not where you want to be in this game, especially considering that Leshrac still has himself BKB. Leshrac can still use his BKB if he wants to. Stun coming from Leshrac. Here comes the Diabolical Edict. These towers and Raxes are going down. Finally, we got several Raxes. Nice little blink can come from Time Hunter. Nice little time on top of that. They immediately kill the Skywrath Mage. BKB gets popped by Leshrac. He's going to go for as much damage as possible. We got the Morph to Strength coming out from Morphling already. And nobody can really do anything. Barrow TP's in. He can try to blink through, but no lassos available. Just throws out Sticky Napalm, and that's really about it. Fight recap showing us that the Ravage was used, plus a lot of waveform damage as well. Leshrac Pulse Nova was used 4 times and a BKB as well, that's what we expected. And Skywrath Mage dropped a concussive shot and died. Oh, right, Lich, he didn't do anything, so at least Lich was more useful, but no offense. But the gold change is going in favor of 4 bunnies, 1 turtle, mainly because well, I can't really think why the gold change is going more so in their favor. Oh, did Morphling end it? Wait, did Skywrath Mage have a killing streak? Hold on.
Worthy tribute.
Well, Morphling survived. I guess that would make sense. Morphling survived, so he got more gold, and he actually got the last hit. So I don't know. I was gonna say that the gold should have went in favor of Duza Gaming, but looks like it didn't. Probably. Hold on. What's the levels? What's the levels look like on the map right now? Let's make sure I got this right. So the hero levels show that Morphling is in at level 14. He killed a Skywrath Mage, who's level 9, and he got that much gold. That's crazy. Maybe he killed a bunch of creeps too. That's probably what happened. Anywho, all that aside, the Raxes do finally go down. So looks like the 4 bunnies, 1 turtle squad on the Radiant side, they will have to go ahead and defend this bottom lane. It will be naturally pushing in very consistently and very annoyingly. So that's one thing I have to worry about. Also, another thing I have to worry about is that Limbo on that Leshrac has 17 Bloodstone charges. I think we're at the point right now where if he died, he would basically come back immediately as soon as he died because he has so many Bloodstone charges. That's one of the benefits of getting a Bloodstone so freaking early. That's also one of the benefits of pushing down towers so freaking early. Push strategies, like I said, have that time period of 30 minutes. We might be in that point since they got a set of racks where they can extend it by 5 more minutes. They have about 35 minutes to win this game, or else lose flat out. Morphling has a PKB now, so you can just ignore a lot of the magic damage coming out from Duza Gaming, which is more or less all the damage outside of Death Prophet's ult that's coming out from him. So if Morphling can actually drop that ult, maybe kill the Shack first so his supports stay alive, and then kill Death Prophet afterwards so he stays alive, I think we might be in a good situation for 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Miracle and a Morphling going to go ahead and push top, has an illusion available or replicate available in the base, just so he can jump to just in case things get too hairy. And speaking of getting too hairy, we got Barrow to 4-staff Blink Dagger, so he's ready. He's ready for some chop. Man, that was another StarCraft reference, but that just sounds stupid. I always thought that sounded stupid when the freaking Wraith, was it Wraith? No, it wasn't Wraith. What was it called? Oh my gosh, this is killing me. Banshee, jeez. No, it wasn't a Banshee. It was the carrier. Dropship, Jesus, thank you. Sorry, it was the dropship. The dropship used to say, I'm ready for some chop in the 5x5. Anyway, that's StarCraft Pre-War. Enough of that, we're talking about Dota, my bad guys. Cool Blue doesn't have a short-term memory span, mostly. We got Tidehunter working on something very expensive, has 2k gold saved up. I think it's more so because he keeps killing creeps and they keep coming back. The Strike finally has an Aghanim Scepter. He also has 17 Bloodstone charges, that's great. But at the same time, Morphling finally has a BKB, and I think Morphling could probably still smash his face in. The thing is, what will Morphling go for next? I want to say that he should go for a heart. I think a heart would be a little bit more preferable over a butterfly right now. It doesn't really matter which one he goes for. A heart would give him a little bit more survivability. Butterfly would give him the evasion. But in this specific matchup, evasion is not going to do jack squat for him because these guys are just dropping spells left and right. So if Morphling does give himself a heart, he just has flat out more HP. I want to say a heart gives him more stats than a butterfly would. It's probably not true. I think a heart only gives you 40 strength, if I'm not mistaken. Or 60. Either 40 or 60. One of those two numbers. Let's take a look. We see a heart of Tarask only giving you 40 strength plus 300 HP, whereas a butterfly would give you 30 agility. Okay. And 30 evasion, 30 attack speed, 35%, whatever. We got Roshan getting beat up right now. Death Prophet did not drop her ulti, but she does have a heart, so she doesn't really need to. She can actually tank it if she wants to. Meanwhile, we got Wraithing with the Geometry Sight. Hold on to it. It's going to be easy, Roshan. But the fact that Iceberg on that Death Prophet has that heart of Tarask means that she's going to be really hard to kill. It means that Morphing's going to have his work cut out for him as far as trying to right-click that thing down. Like, that's a monster right there. That's not a ghost, guys. That's a freaking ghoul. I would not want to face that in a team fight. Just gotta say that right now. So we got the ages going towards Iceberg on the Death Prophet. We see that the levels are showing that Morphling's level 16, but we have 2 people on the side of Duza who are level 16. Most importantly, Iceberg on the Death Prophet is level 16, which means that she has 3 points to her ulti. She has the maximum number of ghosts, 21 spirits plus I think 8, or plus 6. So 27 spirits total, doing all kinds of physical damage. According to this damage, they do 55 damage, which, meh, not much on its own. But when you have all ghosts just like running through you, playing Ring Around the Rosie with your lungs, you don't enjoy yourself. You just don't enjoy yourself. Pings do come on the map. We got a Lich going to be getting caught out. He does officially go down. Easy kill. He's going to go ahead and stand there and take his death. Ari dies. Morphling pops a Mantis out. And we got these guys running as fast as possibly can. Death from Moon at 522. Sadly, it's not 322. But Morphling, he will wait for him away. And Death is still going to continue her chase. She's moving at 522 naturally. Holy crap. A natural 522 movement speed, guys. That's what the drum boosted travel on Tornado Stick. She's you can't even touch her, literally. Well, okay, you can literally touch her, sorry. Well, actually, technically you can't, because she's still... Anyway, we got Tower under siege right now. We got the Fortify being used already. Battery trying to force these guys back a little bit, but it looks like the push is too strong. Here comes a Necrobook as well. Just add offense to everything. We got the Wraith King Aura keeping everybody nice and healthy. We got the Necronomic kind of units helping everybody right-click. Queen of Pain's playing very far back so she can jump in when Morphling does come through. Death Prophet does have a Lincoln Sphere available, and now we got the Agent, or we got the Raxus going to be going down. They are pinging what looks to be in the middle 2 towers. They want to defend those as best they possibly can. Miracle gonna kill himself a Necro unit, give himself a little bit gold. There we go. There we go. He kills it. Good. Well played. And also, by the way, Observer got placed in the base. So now the Dire will basically know where and when people are moving out, or where they're moving in. They have a lot of map control right now. This basically a result of killing so many early towers, and they basically played their build right. There's an Observer Ward over here for the Dire, there's an Observer Ward on the high ground for the Dire, and there's also an Observer Ward back in the Radiant space, which I'm pretty sure they didn't see yet. If they did have some detection, they would be able to de-ward it, but I doubt they'll get any detection anytime soon, because it will not be beneficial for them. The net worth is just going out of control. Duza have such a high lead. Of course, if they do lose, I'll probably say at this point, instead of the normal 3-team fights, they'll probably lose 2-team fights. They just might be in a situation where they'll just flat out lose everything. As far as the advantage they have, possibly lose some of those towers and possibly equalize the gold, but there's gonna be a lot of excuse me, there's gonna be a lot of equalize that needs to be going down for 4 bunnies 1 turtle if they want to win this game. Of course, they're still in it. The 35-minute mark is about to come up here very soon. I think 2 Raxes is more than sufficient to put 4 bunnies 1 turtle on the back foot. If we follow the same logic where I added the 5 minutes to the extending time, we basically have about 40 minutes now. Actually probably more because there's 2 sets of racks instead of just 1. You probably have to devote all of your supports and let Morphling and possibly 1 other person go out and try to pick off kills here or there for 4 bunnies 1 turtle to scrap their way back into this game. But we got Morphling working on what looks to be a Scotty, so that's going to be a nice item for him to have for stats. Also, it could be a Sheepstick too. Sheepstick would be fantastic as well. Leshrac still sitting at 17 Bloodstone charges. I don't know if he died in that last fight, but he has been sitting at 17 for quite a while. Maybe just nobody else died when he was around. Items are showing braces on Jakiro. That's a big advantage. He's also trying to work on Tornado Stick. Blink Dagger's up on Wraith King. I think I saw that get picked up. Yes, it did. Blink Dagger's up on Wraith King, so he will have that. We also got the Link Sphere up on Queen of Pain. Anyway, we got a lot of damage coming towards everybody. Tornado Stick is used on Morphin. Morphin going to get surrounded. Leshrac stun. BKB does get popped. Morphin says, "Let's go, bro. Let's go to town." Nice little rabbits coming from Tyrant Hunter. He does catch everybody. That's going to be first a Skylife Mage going down. Now Tyrant Hunter does go down. Buys back immediately. We got Morphling around the corner somewhere. I don't know where he's at. We got a Lich going to be going down. Morphling, where the heck are you? There's Morphling. His BKB is down, so he doesn't want to get caught out. He does officially get caught out. Leshrac just going to pop all the damage in one. Morphling waits for him towards the damage. Runs away as fast as he possibly can. No ability to stay alive. Does officially go down. Immediately buys back. Just spamming the crap out of the buyback button. And Miracle comes back into this fight. We got the Aegis getting used by Limbo. He does have a lot more damage, and Morphin's going to try to go to town on top of Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain blinks to the side. Morphin trying to look for some more damage. They're going to be able to find a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I think that's a little bit too late. Not enough. Too many people alive for Duza squad, and now we got TP coming out from Morphling, trying to see if he can pick off somebody on the side. No, I think he has a replicate available, but it doesn't really matter. Wraith King blinks in, just gets himself a nice little stun. Morphling pops a Mantis Style, tries to run away. Just on the run right now. We just got Miracle trying to just fly away. Nice little ice path from Jakiro. We got Titans taking a bunch of damage. Will they be able to pull anything from this? And the answer is probably not. We got this creeps pushing in from both top and bottom lanes, and the fight still happening in mid. Battle to 4 steps to the side. We're just seeing like the randomest game. Like these guys said, forget towers. Let's just have the best time ever trying to kill each other. Remember that one time where you and I hated each other and we tried to kill each other, and then Leshrac committed suicide? Came back alive immediately. Morphling actually going to be taking a bunch of damage from Skylife Mage. BKB is going to be forced to get used. That's going to be a big deal. Basically, Morphling won't have it available. He actually dies to a right click on Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain does get herself, Death Driver does follow up with the kill. BKB is up for her own, and the GGs do finally come through. Arya and crew are going to go ahead and tap out. 4BT are not going to be able to claim the victory. Duza are proven to be a little bit too much as far as their pushing ability, and we just saw a very well played pushing match. I think we're just at that point. We just got to that point where basically Morphling didn't have any more room to farm, and the turtles and the bunnies all got stumped on by the Duzas. So that's going to be it for this game, guys. We saw Duza take 2 games. The first game was really close. This game was they more or less took pretty handily. The first game was only close because of the simple fact that the turtling was really hard for 4 bunnies 1 turtle, and they were doing a good job of it. But this game, they kind of just got broke wide open. Once those towers went down, once those bottom lane Raxes went down, I think everything just turned south for them. But they did put on a decent fight. Morphling took too long to get online, and basically the Shrek just said, "Bro, I'm gonna push your tower. I'm gonna push this tower. I'm gonna just push and push and push and push," and it basically won the game. So push strats are still liable. You guys see it right here before your eyes. Congratulations to Duza for winning both games. 4 bunnies, 1 turtle. Still impressive play coming out from them, but they weren't able to pull anything together. So, unfortunately, they will be dropping this series of 2 games. So, but it's only 2 games, so it's not that big of a deal, I guess. So, anywho, my name is Cool Blue. I was supposed to you guys this game in the Join Dota League Season 4. If you guys did enjoy it, go ahead and check out my YouTube page where I have all my other stuff. That's youtube.com/coolbluedota. That's CULBLUDOTA. I do random pubcasts. I do view replay casts. I do me playing matchmaking, and I'm trying to get back into a swing of things, but live stream is easier. I just live stream, it goes on YouTube, and I call it a day. Speaking of which, I live stream on YouTube, which is unusual for a lot of people. It's unusual for me too, but you can go check it out there as well. I'm not going to bore you guys with a bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to insert more plugs here, just leave it at that. If you guys did enjoy my cast, go check out my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think, and have fun, do things. That's going to be it for this game, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you guys whenever.